Now you can see that as I do that, when I'm sampling, I'll just be here for a second. All I was looking for is, are all the fingers doing the same thing? If I see one set of fingers not doing the same thing, I highlight it. So that could very well be that maybe, a fly landed on your nose as I was watching. I don't know. But that could be anything that could have happened, and it may not be an issue. On the other hand, it might be something that needs to be rehearsed and not. You see what I mean? So it kind of just depends on the situation. So you'll get an email either way because I'm sampling so quickly. And in that 3 times through, I actually got to look at every student in the band. Okay? Just by sampling through. Now, I don't know. I'm sure I missed some things. And I, again, might have caught just the one mistake that a kid did make. And that way, you get to know, okay, you know what, that was just a one-time weird thing. It won't happen anymore, tomorrow I'll be fine for the test. Or they might figure out that, okay, that was really a section that I'm having some trouble with. Okay? So that's how we do our formative assessments. I thought that would be important for you to see. And the kids are great about, if I send out an email on Thursday night, 80% of the time, kids come in on Friday with a workout. And so you're getting those messages back to the kids that, hey, I got an email from your school today, make sure you know what's up. Make sure you know that's good. About 80% of the time, that's getting better the next day. And I hope that you'll continue with that. So that's how our formative assessments go. Now, I want to talk to you very briefly. I have to tell you, we got a little bit low budget in the back here. I thought I could project that up on the wall, but the lights are shining down on the wall and I couldn't do it. So I'll have it a little bit better for you the next time. But a friend of mine down in Lexington does this, and I think it's a fantastic idea. It's just some suggestions for you, some things that are upcoming, just announcements, and you can kind of watch those as the concert goes on. A couple of things I wanted to remind you about, and that is that our next concert will be on December the 9th, okay? And that'll be here in the gym. That concert time is going to be a little bit weird, so make sure you're watching closely on that. I've taken to the last year I started it, and I plan to continue it. I try to do the 6th grade concert, 7th grade concert, 8th grade concert, percussion and jazz all on the same night. The reason is the gym teachers had to give up the gym today for the last 2 periods of the day. We'll have this all cleaned up in the morning before the school day starts. If I do concerts, I can't fit everybody on one concert. You'll be here for 2.5 hours and you'll call me names. And I don't like that. So what I try to do is I'll do back-to-back concerts. I don't want to yell at you. I'll do back-to-back concerts throughout the night, and that way, as each group finishes, if they can stay, that's great. If you need to go somewhere, we can do that. And more importantly to me is then I'm not taking the gym teachers' classrooms from them. I think that's important. So, I don't know what I would do without my classroom as often as they do without theirs, to be honest with you. So that's why we do it that way. But on December the 9th, we've got some staggered starts, and I sent that email out to you already a couple of days ago, I think. Anyway, so that's how that works. Now, for all of our concerts, all of our grade middle school concerts, we started doing this about 5 or 6, maybe 7 years ago. For each of our concerts, we collect canned goods of some sort, okay? And we've always done it, like I said, it's been going on for 5 or 6 years. And I believe that your kids, our kids, I'm going to share it with you now, okay? They're our kids, so you got to give me something. But our kids have a great amount of talent, and what I want our kids to know is that when you have a gift, when you have a talent, you need to give back to others. And so what we do is, in lieu of taking an admission for our concerts, we would rather you bring a canned good. And if every person who attends our concerts brings a canned good, then we've got a pretty substantial amount of food that we give. We usually end up giving to the Fairhaven Mission down in Covington, just because that's kind of the first group that we got started with. One year we did something for an October concert. We did a Susan G. Pullman. We took a donation for them. But we'll always do something. We'll either collect canned goods or something like that for all of our concerts. And I think that's important so that our kids know that they can use their talents to give back to others who are less fortunate. So on that December the 9th concert, and I'll send you out something else, a reminder about this, but on that December 9th concert, we would like for you to bring a canned good if you could, or a non-perishable, and we'll take those, like I said, likely to the Fairhaven Mission, because I've worked with those folks for several years, and I know that I can
and say, I'm a block away, can I drop this off, and they'll make that happen. So we'll do that. The last thing I want to talk to you about tonight is what? Oh, okay. We need to talk a little bit about what I expect of the kids. And I'm going to tell you, if it's any indication, I worked for my father for about 5 years, and if I'm as hard to work for as he was, I think these kids are just absolutely very patient with me, and I appreciate that. However, I'm a good trainer, and I believe that hard work never hurt anybody. And you can outwork those people. There are a lot of people in this world that are smarter than me, but not a lot of people who work harder than me, and so that's how I keep up. And so I expect our kids to do that as well. In 6th grade band, the demands aren't really high. I don't do a lot, but the things that I do require of them, I expect to have done. That is, they need to be practicing between 3 and 5 times a week. Okay. Now, I don't know how long that's going to take for them to prepare their formative assessments for the Friday, but they need to be practicing 3 times a week anyway. If they're having trouble, we'll do more than that. There are several of you who asked me, as school is getting started, should I start my child in lessons? And if you remember, at that time I said, I don't know that private lessons is a good idea until we land on the instrument that I want us to be on. Now, at this point, I feel pretty good about where everybody's at, but I know there are a couple of kids who have already talked to me and said, hey, after this concert's over, can we talk about me trading instruments for something else? I would be satisfied if everybody was on this instrument that they're playing in front of me tonight. I feel like we've all landed in the right spot. However, there are going to be some times when kids just want to change off of the instrument they're on and on to something else, and if I can't talk a kid out of that, then we'll have that discussion. Anyway, at this point, I feel like it's time that I feel pretty confident the kids are on the instrument that they're going to stay on for the most part. There might be 1 or 2 exceptions, but not really a ton. So at this point, if private lessons are something that you can provide to the kids, I strongly recommend it. However, private lessons are not all equal, okay? And I don't want to talk bad about anybody, but private lesson teacher A and private lesson teacher B will get significantly different results, okay? So I ask that if you're going to have your child start with private lessons, that you talk with me and let me point you in some directions. And I have people that I send kids to all the time because I have private teachers that I feel really strongly about and I know I can trust. If you have somebody else in mind, just ask me about a name and let me do some checking on them, okay? There are some folks out there that I don't feel good about sending my kids to. Our kids, sorry, I guess I'll share it with you. But our kids too. So just be careful about that, but I would like to put that out there. Private lessons is really what makes this thing tick. Kids accelerate so much faster when they're in private lessons. And I know when I was in school, my band director talked to me about private lessons, and I went home and I said, Mom, can I take private lessons? Because Mr. Welsh, my band director, said that this would be really great. And she said, no, you're already the best trumpet player in your band. Yeah, I was, but my band wasn't very good. So, anyway, so I would hope that you wouldn't see that as just remediation. That's not just extended school services. That's to get kids to progress and to be superstars, and that's what we really need. All right, so with that being said, the next thing I'd like to do is this, and I'd like for all of you parents who are willing to, I'd like for you to come down and stand next to your child. Come on down.
I don't care.
Probably the best way to do that is to stand behind your child's chair. Stand behind your child's chair.
Oh, okay.
Oh, look at all these brave people. I like it. Now today I said, do I have any volunteers too? And they had to lift this 500-pound box down here. And I said, do I have any volunteers too? And their hands went up. I see where they got that. Parents stated. Not sure? Okay. All right, here's how it goes. Kids, I'm going to set
You see where we're going with it, don't you?
I'm going to set the timer on my phone, kids, and you get 90 seconds to show these people how to make sound on your horn. Go.